begin now. So, good morning, guys. It's Monday, May 11th. Hopefully, you had a nice Mother's Day with your moms, and hopefully, you guys had a chance to talk to all your teachers because grades are due tomorrow. So, I don't know if any teachers are taking late work or stuff like I am, but for me, like I said, I'm all caught up. Your grades for this grading period, like I was just telling Felipe, is going to end before the project, meaning I'm not counting the project on the report card that I'm submitting today. It's going to be for your very last report card, which is due in June. So we have about a month left of school. I know that it's the home stretch. People have AP exams happening, so there's, you're probably already overwhelmed, right? So if you're not here today because you're studying for APs, that's okay. I know that you have other classes, but please just don't forget, you can always watch these YouTube videos and know what you missed. But remember, I'm making the class pretty, self-explanatory and self-paced. So what we're going to do today is continue with the evolution module, and then I want to talk about upcoming assignments, the quiz, which I'm going to post today for those of you that want to get started on it. And we'll be looking at the notes where I left off. Okay, so any questions for me so far, guys? Felipe asked about grades. Does anyone else have any questions before we get started? So a month left. How do you guys feel about that?
All right, I guess.
All right, I guess.
It went by pretty.
It went by quick. Isn't it insane to believe that it's going to be 2 months tomorrow that we've seen each other?
Oh wow!
Really?
Yes, dude. We left March.
Further.
We left March 13th. Tomorrow is May 13th.
Oh God.
That's insane, right? Man,
Yeah.
Feels like 3 weeks.
I know it feels like it was just yesterday. I think it's just because there's so much happening, like so much Zoom meetings and so much work, and oh my gosh, it's a lot, guys. I know. What do you guys miss the most about school?
Talking to others.
Friends. How do you guys stay in contact, Daisy? How do you stay in contact with your friends?
I text them or sometimes I chat with them.
Okay. How about everyone else? What do you guys miss about school? You got to miss something. Denise, what do you miss?
I miss being in a classroom.
Class, yeah. How about you, Jessica? What do you miss? Don't say running.
I just miss talking to people face to face, especially during class.
I know. Isn't this so weird? 2 months and this is like the new normal? Like wearing a face mask? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you have more than one face mask. I have 3. It's ridiculous. It's funny, like now they have, obviously everyone's taking advantage and they have football team face masks. I see people wearing like their favorite sports team. I saw a guy with the Dodgers face mask. This is silly. It's so silly. 2 months, guys. 2 months of this. We have 1 month left. And then summer. I want you guys, it's gonna suck. I know it's not gonna be the summer you want, but at least you won't have to be doing Zoom classes, right? So there's that to look forward to. But
It's a Escalante program for summer.
oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Well,
Zoom then.
oh, but yeah, not the same. But that's good, right? That's like to get you prepared for college.
It's so you can skip a math year.
Oh, it's for math. Okay. Oh, after high school, after that's right. That's right. Are any of you doing summer school?
I plan on doing it, but I don't know if it'll be available.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know how summer school is going to work exactly. I mean, obviously it's going to be online, but I don't know, guys. It's going to be interesting for sure. So just make sure you're reaching out to your teachers. Make sure you're keeping in contact one way or another, either Zoom, email, whatever. You guys know you can always message me, and I'll help you out with whatever I can. But I'm hoping that your teachers are doing their best to make sure that you guys are still learning. Obviously, we're not in the classroom. We can't talk and interact like we used to, but we're making the best of it, guys. So this is tough for me, and I know it's tough for you guys. It's tough for everyone. But one more month, we can do this. We can do this. Who's taking AP exams this week?
Hi.
I'm sure all of us are tomorrow.
Yeah.
All of you? For which class?
Tomorrow.
For which
Heme and
class?
Geo.
Which one?
Heme and Geo.
Oh, geography. That's Miss Levin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys all have her. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
No other APs, guys?
No.
I'm not sure you're allowed to take 2 during freshman year.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. Well, good luck, guys. Do you guys know like her rate? Like do most of her students usually pass that AP test?
No.
Last year wasn't the best, but like the year before that was pretty good.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I guess it just depended on the class and like the schedule.
Hmm.
Since last year they had AP 6th period, and like
Hmm.
I mean,
I was
this
like
year the
tired.
test.
Hmm?
I think
Say it, Denise. You cut off a little bit. What were you saying, Denise? You cut off.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I saw your little microphone moving.
they said the test was here now since it's at home. So
Oh, you can do the test at home.
yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck, guys, since you guys all have the test. And if you don't have the test, still, hopefully that puts your mind at ease that there's only a month left of this online stuff. So let's make the most of it. Let's just do what we have to do for my class, and then hopefully your other classes got you doing something. I know I'm working my butt off to make these modules work. As of today, like I said, you'll be able to do, excuse me, the formative assessment quiz. This module on evolution actually covers 3 chapters. So right now I only have 1 quiz up. I may do some other kind of formative assessment. Probably won't be a quiz. It'll probably be something a little cooler than that. But we're going to finish this evolution stuff. I'm hoping by next week we'll be done with this. And again, this module actually covers 3 chapters. So if you go to my evolution notes folder, I already have your chapter 10 stuff, and I'm working on 11. The 3rd chapter is chapter 12. That one, I'm going to just kind of pick and choose a couple of things. I may not even give you notes on it. I'll probably just do some sort of online activity to understand chapter 12, which has to do with basically the time scale of the Earth. So we'll see what that looks like. But for now, let's pick up where we left off. On Friday, we didn't have notes because we had 3 groups present, and what I wanted to do today was pick up where I left on Wednesday. So let me share my notes with you guys. Oh, wrong class. That's anatomy. And over the weekend, what did I say your homework was, guys?
You go over chapter 10.2 and 1.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Let's just start at 10.1, and let me first just show you the same picture before we get started with the note stuff. I showed you this picture of these birds a while ago, and we had a conversation about like the misconceptions about what evolution is, and we had a big conversation about humanity and all this stuff. But the reason I'm showing you this is because we had said that these 4 birds, although they look the same, they're not the same, and there's a reason that for that. Okay, so the section on 10.1 was about the early ideas about evolution and how we understand it today. And so your homework, like Daisy told you, was I told you guys to just look at all the notes so that I wouldn't have to cover all these things with you today. So let's go ahead and get started. This is not a quiz or anything. I'm just doing this Zoom on 10.1 to answer any questions you have. So let's go ahead and start with our first guy on this list. And let me just call on people at random and tell me what you remember, and then we'll do a little follow-up question about how that's significant towards understanding evolution. So how about Christian? What do we know about John Ray? Why is he important? Christian. Okay. How about Melissa? What do we know about John Ray? And what questions do we have about him? Melissa, are you there? Guys, you need to have your mics on. Can you,
I'm
can
not
you
too sure.
hear me? Okay. Alexa, what question? Who's John Ray, and what questions do you have about him?
He's the guy that defines species, I think.
He's the guy that defines species. And so when we talk about these birds, I had told you guys, and we talked about the regions of the world that these birds are from, and we had said that this species that we call an ostrich versus this other species that looks like it, called an emu, but it's not the same thing, are two different species. And so John Ray, and again, you don't need to memorize the dates, okay? I'm just talking about the words in red, and Alexa said he defined the word species for us. And the reason that's important is because when we talk about what evolution is, it's species that evolve. It's not like a person, like you're never going to evolve in your lifetime like you do on a video game or something like that, okay? So he helped us kind of set the groundwork for what a species is. What about Carlos Linnaeus? How about Vanessa? Who's Carlos Linnaeus and why is he important?
I think he came up with like the concept of adaptation and like
Sort of. What else do you know about him? He's known for something really, really important.
Naming and ranking organisms.
Yeah, he's the guy that basically helped us to rank things. Let me write something on the screen that I hope you guys are familiar with, and if you're not, it's okay. Let me stop sharing this with you guys and let me show you guys a whiteboard. Have you guys ever heard of? I think I'm going to type this so it's a little neater. Have you guys ever heard of? Have you guys ever seen this before?
yes.
A little, yes.
Do you know what this is?
No.
No? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. If anyone has seen this before, can you tell us what this is used for?
For animals? Or
Yeah.
Kind of like classify what they are.
Thank you. Yeah, we call this the Linnaean, after that guy you just said. We call it the classification system. And we use this to, like Felipe said, to not just name animals, but anything. So like humans, for example, we use this to classify in the world of the animal kingdom. Like 90% of all things that have ever lived are dead now, and so there's lots and lots of diversity on this planet. So this classification system, guys, is just a really simple tool that we use so that you can name something and internationally it's understood. So you can use this in Germany and Finland and Australia and Zimbabwe and Guatemala, and everyone will know what you're talking about in the scientific community because it's universal. So it's a way to classify things, like Alexa said. So let's talk about, for example, humans. We also belong to this classification system. So when we're talking about a human being, does anyone know what kingdom we belong to? Does anyone know what kingdom we belong to?
Animal?
Yeah, we belong to the animal kingdom. Or this is in Latin, so it's actually Animalia. We belong to a phylum, and our phylum is called Chordata. chordata refers to the fact that we have a spinal cord. That's where the term chordata comes from. We belong to a class, and our class, we are mammals, so we are class Mammalia. Our order, we belong to the order of primates. Our family, does anyone know what family we belong to?
Um,
And again, if you've never seen this system, don't worry. This is all covered in chapter 12, so we'll look at it later. I know you've heard of genus and species, though. What genus do humans belong to?
Homo sapiens.
What we belong to, Homo is the genus, and our species is Sapiens sapiens. Actually, no, I didn't repeat myself. We are Homo sapiens sapiens because there have been other human beings on this planet. The version that you are is Homo sapiens sapien. So we use this tool just as a way to name things, but the guy that helped to come up with that system is Carlos Linnaeus. Thank you. Comte de Buffon isn't like a super duper important guy, but the reason that we talk about him and his wonderful wig is because he was the first person that started talking about there being biological change, and this is in the 1700s. And in the 1700s, you know, no one really talked about evolution, no one even understood it, but he was the first guy that actually started talking about it. However, he didn't think that species could evolve from something else. So he's important in the sense that he kind of started a trend, but he didn't fully understand evolution. So that's why I didn't put any words in red here for you. But the next name on our list is super duper important. James Hutton. Who is James Hutton? And why do we care? Hyman. Who is James Hutton?
Give me a second. I remember real quick.
Come on, guys. Somebody. Who is James Hutton?
I only remember that he was a geologist.
Yeah, he's a geologist, and I know we're not in class, and I know I can't like look over your shoulder, but please, guys, when I tell you to read something over the weekend, and I'm not giving you points for it, I'm being nice, okay? So just do it, please, because this will be on the quiz, and I was making it up to you to read this. So please don't make me ask you twice. So please make sure you read these notes because I'm not going to cover this section too much like I had already said. So James Hutton is a geologist. He gave us the concept we refer to now as gradualism. And the reason that that's important is because when people think of the Earth, it's very hard for us to understand how old the Earth is in a manner that makes sense to us because it's just so much time. So some people, you know, choose to believe that the Earth is only 6,000 years old, which is kind of ridiculous because the Chinese civilization has been around longer than that, and so has Sumerian. I mean, if you guys are studying geography, you guys know where Iran and Iraq is. Their civilizations have been around much longer than that. And so James Hutton is important because he's the first geologist that kind of gave us the concept that tells us the Earth is really, really old. And his theory of deep time, also known as gradualism, basically helped us to develop the geological time scale, which we'll look at in chapter 12, which kind of gives us like a chronological order of events that are marked by big periods of new species appearing, old species going extinct, et cetera, et cetera. And nowadays we kind of take the age of the Earth for granted, but back then we didn't really know how old the Earth was. We didn't have any way of finding out the age of the Earth using chemistry, using fossils, using radiocarbon dating, using physics basically to help us figure out how old the Earth is. Now we know that the Earth is not 6,000 years old, but at least 4.5 billion years old, at least. And we'll talk about how we know that that is fact. That's all chemistry and physics. Actually, it's not even evolution. It's physics that tells us how old the Earth is. So James Hutton is important because he's the guy that pretty much figured that out. And I'll just kind of go through these names. Erasmus Darwin is the grandfather of Charles Darwin, and the reason I put him in here, not that he did anything like super duper important, he actually was a poet, but he wrote in this book called Zoonomia. He started writing about evolution in his poetry 50 years before Charles Darwin. So just a fun fact. It won't be on the quiz or anything, okay, but pretty cool. Next is Lamarck. Now this guy I want to pause on because this is incredibly important. Lamarck, which is this guy right here, came up with an idea that at the time made sense to people. But now we know that this is not the way evolution works. So this one I'm going to go real slow on because this I do want you to know. Can you read us the slide, please? How about Jaime? Can you read us the first 2 bullet points, please, Jaime?
I got it. He was the first to attempt to explain evolution, incorrect theory, use or disuse theory, as which was as environments change, an animal's activity would change, resulting in increase or decrease use of body parts.
And let me pause you there, Jaime. Let me tell you why I put this here. That this is incorrect. Let me tell you why. Think about this, Jaime. You're an athlete, right? You play football, and I know you do track, right? Think about this. Use or disuse theory. What this guy is saying is that as your environment changes and your activity changes, that you can increase or decrease body parts. That's like saying that if in your lifetime, Jaime, you wanted to do what event do you do in track and field? Was it long jump?
No, I do the 100 meters, and I was planning on doing the 300-meter hurdles.
Okay, hurdles. Okay, good. So let's say, for example, that you wanted to do hurdles and you figured out that the best way to do it would be to grow longer legs. That's what this guy is saying. He's saying that if the environment changes, an animal can just adapt in their lifetime, their activity, and increase or decrease body parts, meaning like, okay, I need longer legs. Let me just grow long legs. Is that the way your body works, Jaime?
Nope.
Absolutely not, right? That's crazy. But the crazier thing that he said was the last bullet point in red. Can you read us that one, Jaime?
Okay. Inheritance of acquired characteristics, traits acquired by an animal during its lifetime can be passed on to offspring.
So not only is Lamarck saying that you can change your body parts in your lifetime as needed, like grow long legs to jump hurdles, Jaime, but he's also saying that you can pass them on to your offspring, meaning you grow long legs in your life and then you pass on long legs to your offspring. That's like saying if I dye my hair pink, that my kids will also have pink hair. Is that the way genetics works?
Sadly, no.
No, not at all, right? So this is an incorrect theory. The reason I put him in here, though, and why he's mentioned in your book was because he's actually the first one that, came up with an idea of evolution, but it's not correct. And here is a picture that I included in the notes that kind of helps to illustrate that. So similar to Jaime growing long legs, Lamarck thought that if the ancestor of giraffes had short necks and trees and their fruits are up high, that they can grow a long neck in their lifetime, stretch out their necks, and pass it on to their offspring. We know now that that's not the way evolution works, right? Evolution is a result of genetics. So how else then could giraffes grow long necks if we think about genetics? How about Melissa? What do we know about genetics that could explain why giraffes have long necks?
So would that link back to survival of the fittest?
It does, but what does that have to do with genetics, do you think, Melissa?
Well, if there are giraffes that have like short necks and they can't reach their food, they'll eventually die out.
Hmm.
So
That's
I
true.
guess so evolution would kind of have to they will only the giraffes that have longer necks that can actually reach food. They'll be the only ones that will live, and they'll pass on that gene to their offspring.
Absolutely. Thank you, Melissa. That's exactly correct. And you actually said a really important thing there. So there has to be variation, meaning there have to be some giraffes with long necks, and there also has to be some giraffes with short necks. And like you said, the ones that have the short necks aren't going to survive because they're not fit, right? That's where the term survival of the fittest comes from. And the ones that do have long necks live long enough to pass on those good traits. And just like you see in dog breeding, right? The reason that a Doberman gives birth to Doberman babies is because they're passing on those traits that we choose. So natural selection and survival of the fittest is very similar to breeding. We're gonna talk about how in a minute, but very good, Melissa. So we know now that this idea that Lamarck is proposing, it's not correct, but we give him props because he's one of the first guys that came up with his own theory. And the cool thing about theories is that they can be disproven with evidence. And so now this theory is out the window because now we have the new theory, which is what we're going to be talking about with Darwin in a bit. The other person that I wanted to talk about on this list, and then I'm going to pause here, and again, this is him, is Cuvier. This guy is important because he came up with this idea called catastrophism. Now, catastrophism, like the name sounds like, he thought that catastrophic events could help explain, quote unquote, why certain species went extinct. And it just so happened that he said that, the Great Flood that you've heard of, like in Christian culture and Muslim culture, there's lots of stories of floods that, Noah, you've heard of the story. That's the Christian version of the same story found in Muslim culture, where they said some big flood covered the earth and killed a whole bunch of species. Um, so he tried to basically validate, a catastrophe like a great flood for being the reason why species go extinct, and we know that's not true. So the reason we talk about him is because he's the first person that actually said, hey, you know what, species can disappear. But he wasn't on board with evolution. He just was saying that things can go extinct, but not that they can evolve. So that's kind of all the significance of his idea, was that we know extinction does occur. He just kind of gave us the wrong theory for it. So we don't really talk about him anymore. That's him there. And the last guy I want to talk about is Lyell. Now, Lyell is important because he gave us this word with 4 syllables called uniformitarianism. Oh no, wait, uniformitarianism. Oh my gosh, that's almost 10 syllables. He gave us this really long word, and the reason it's important is because he helped to explain, going back to how old the Earth is, 4.5 billion years old. He helped us establish that the Earth is not only old, but the events that shaped the features of our planet, like mountains and gorges and fault lines and oceans, those things are the result of long processes that have shaped the planet and still shape the planet to this day. So he's really important, for one, because he opposed that whole catastrophe thing. He's like, nah, dude, that's not why things change on this planet and things go extinct. He helped to lay the groundwork for geology and helped us understand processes that shape our planet today. So he's super important. He's like the godfather of geology, actually, Charles Lyell. So, and this is him. So let me pause there. So all these guys that I just mentioned, again, they will not be on the quiz. I just care about the words in red, the really important concepts that they came up with. And Charles Lyell is important because he helped Darwin and other geologists to help us understand how old the Earth is. And understanding how old the Earth is kind of one of the reasons why we know evolution can occur, because it gives us a long time frame. So I'll go ahead and pause there. Again, I had asked you guys to read the notes for these guys. And I had said it wasn't going to be quiz, but it appears to me some people didn't read the notes. So if I tell you to read something, you don't read it next time, I'm just going to put it on the quiz. Okay, so please don't make me ask you twice. Please read these notes. Okay. Any questions about these guys so far? Any questions about these guys so far?
No.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is let me go back into Schoology because I'm going to pause there. And on Schoology, going back to the module, I had posted an assignment that we're going to do as a group right now, meaning this is not for points, this is for discussion, called Evolution of the Human Eye. Because a lot of people, like I said, want to see evidence that evolution is occurring. So this is a really good video on the evolution of a body part that people think is so complicated that it couldn't possibly have evolved. But this is a TED talk on it that we'll see that absolutely it does. And once you're in your little Zoom group, so we'll make 3 groups. Once you're in your groups, there are discussion questions here, and I linked the video here. Okay, so when I put you in your groups, you're going to go to your assignment folder. You're going to click on the link for the video, and then you're going to answer these questions together. And as usual, I'll be jumping in your groups to hear your conversations, and then we'll do a debrief. Okay, so I put 5 multiple choice questions here. So please go over those together. And then as a class, we'll discuss Darwin. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, guys. So get your invites, and we'll do 3 groups. Here you go. Go to your groups, please. See you in a bit. Okay, so who's going to share their screen with us?
I'll do it.
Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear the audio?
No.
Oh,
I think it was because I was on mute. So, okay.
The human eye is an amazing mechanism, able to detect from photons, sunlight, which focus from the screen in front of you to the distant horizon.
What video you go to, Denise?
We go to the module in Schoology.
Oh yeah, evolution module.
mm-hmm.
Then we go to the assignments.
Assignments, yep. And you're going to see
And
one that says Evolution of the Eye. It's a TED Talk video.
I see it. Full screen.
You're sharing it, Felipe?
Oh no, I'm just trying to get my own. I'm on my phone.
Oh, are you guys watching it individually then?
Yeah, I usually do that because every time I try to share, there's always something that happens.
Okay.
Like
So
either
we're
the
all
video doesn't
watching it
play.
individually. Cynthia, Denise, Jaime, Felipe. Thumbs up if you're watching them individually.
Yeah. Why isn't the video playing?
Okay.
How do I? Okay.
Oh, it's a screenshot. I'm done.
Okay. So watch them individually, and then don't forget there are questions to answer though too. Okay. I'll be back.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
No, listen.
Hi guys. So are we watching the video individually or as a group?
We're doing it individually.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Jessica, Daisy, Vanessa, thumbs up if you're watching it. All right, cool. All right. I'll be back in a second, guys. Thank you.
Of light entering the eye. A tough white outer layer, known as the sclera, to maintain its structure, and tear glands that secrete a protective film. But equally important was the accompanying evolution of the brain, with its expansion of the visual cortex to process the sharper and more colorful images it was receiving. We now know that far from being an ideal masterpiece of design, our eye bears traces of its step-by-step evolution. For example, the human retina is inverted, with light-detecting cells facing away from the eye opening. This results in a blind spot where the optic nerve must pierce the retina to reach the photosensitive layer in the back. The similar-looking eyes of cephalopods, which evolved independently, have a front-facing retina, allowing them to see without a blind spot. Other creatures' eyes display different adaptations. Anableps, the so-called four-eyed fish, have eyes divided in two sections for looking above and underwater, perfect for spotting both predators and prey.
Pretty cool, huh?
Classically nighttime hunters have evolved with a reflective layer maximizing the amount of light the eye can detect, granting them excellent night vision, as well as their signature glow. These are just a few examples of the huge diversity of eyes in the animal kingdom. So if you could design an eye, would you do it any differently? This question isn't as strange as it might sound. Today, doctors and scientists are looking at different eye structures to help design biomechanical implants for the vision impaired. And in the not-so-distant future, the machines built with the precision and flexibility of the human eye may even enable it to surpass its own evolution.
All right, cool. Thank you, Alexa. Can you now share the multiple choice questions and let's go over them together?
This one.
Can you read the first one?
One who is quoted to have said that the evolution of the human eye appears absurd in the highest possible degree.
So what do we think, guys?
Think B.
Say it. Say it again.
They said Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin, right? Good, good. Can you read us the next one, please, Melissa, number 2?
Which organism demonstrates the use of simple light spots?
What do we think?
I think it was Euglena, but
Agree or disagree, guys?
Agree.
Yeah, it was the Euglena. Very good. Can you read us the third one, please, Christian?
Which one of these eyes is the most advanced?
So cup disc, light spot, lens eye, or pinhole?
Lens eye.
Do we agree? Lens eye?
agree.
Agree, right? Good, good, good. And Thanos, do you have a mic?
Yeah.
Okay, can you read us the fourth one, please?
Which animal's eye allows them to see without the blind spot?
So which animal doesn't have a blind spot, Thanos?
The Euglena.
Is that true? Agree or disagree, guys? He says the Euglena.
I think I disagree.
Okay, disagree. Which one do you think, Alexa?
I think it's cephalopod. They said.
Yeah, they did say that in the video. So please rewatch the video if you guys want. But that was actually straight out of the video. Remember, they said that they don't have a blind spot. And the last one, number 5. Can you read us that one, Alexa? And then we'll pause there.
What is the explanation for our blind spot? The lens, the cornea, the optic nerve, or the uninverted retina? Retina. Yeah.
So what do you think?
I think they said D.
They did say D. Very good. Okay, awesome job, guys. I'm going to go ahead and walk around to my last couple of groups, and then we'll discuss the last question, and then we'll break up the groups. Okay, but good job. Thank you so much for sharing, Alexa.
I think.
Okay, so which one are we on, guys?
We're on number 2 for the
Number two.
question.
Okay, who's reading it? Can someone read it, please?
All right. Which organisms demonstrate the use of simple light spots?
So A, B, C, or D?
A.
I think it was A.
It was A.
It was A. Very good, Felipe. Can you read us the next one? How about Cynthia? Do you have a mic? Can you read us number 3?
Yeah, 3. Which one of these eyes is the most advanced?
Quote unquote. What do we think, Cynthia? A, B, C, or D, Cynthia?
C?
Yeah. Do we agree, Jaime, Denise, Felipe?
No.
C?
I thought it was pinhole for D.
Yeah, wasn't a pinhole?
Jaime, what do you think? They're saying pinhole, and Cynthia's saying lens. What do you think, Jaime?
Wasn't okay. Wait.
I remember talking about light spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, no, because lens is pinhole, right?
No,
Just with the
they're different.
lens.
They're different. That's why I listed all 4. So all 4 were
Because
mentioned in the video, but the question is, which is the most advanced?
pinhole, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, Cynthia is correct. It was the lensed eye.
Well, yeah, because as I said before, isn't the lens of the pinhole this with a layer, like a little lens?
The pinhole refers to how light enters, but the lens itself, think about it like a camera, guys. The lens is what allows you to focus, to zoom, to have better resolution. So no, the answer is lens eye. Very good, Cynthia. Can you read us number 4? How about Denise?
Which animals I allow them to see without blind spot?
What do you think, Denise? A, B, C, or D?
What is the octopus?
Felipe says an octopus.
I'm thinking of a cephalopod.
So you think cephalopod? Okay. What do you think, Jaime?
Centropod too.
Okay. What do you think, Cynthia?
I agree. A.
Yeah. Very good, guys. Yes, it was a cephalopod. Yeah, good. And then the last one, can you read us, please? How about Jaime, number 5?
What is the explanation for blind spots?
So A, B, C, or D? Why do we have a blind spot, Jaime?
I don't know what happened to it.
A, the lens.
No,
Okay.
I
Jaime
think
says
no.
lens. What do you think, Felipe?
The inverted retina, since
Okay.
wasn't it like how the retina is backwards? We have a blind spot since I forgot, like light or something.
Okay. What do you
While
think?
like other animals have it normal, so they could see better.
Okay. Thank you, Felipe. What do you think, Cynthia? A, B, C, or D?
I think it's D too.
Yeah. Well, why do you say that, Cynthia?
Because it's curved in a way that there's a spot behind it. It's hard to explain. I need a visual to explain it.
Yeah, and that's why I linked the video, guys. So if you want to rewatch that clip, they actually do show a visual of it, Cynthia. But you guys are absolutely right. It was an inverted retina. So very good. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and break up our groups, and we'll do the last discussion question together. Okay. But thank you so much, Denise, for sharing. Thanks, guys. Great job.
Very cool.
All right, and you guys are my last group. Did we get a chance to answer all the 5 multiple choice questions, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and break up all our groups then, so we can talk as a group and see what we learned. Okay, thank you, guys. All right, so everyone should be starting to pop back in.
we have
All right,
this.
so it looks
Funny.
like everyone is getting back in here now. So I went to all three groups, and some of you watched it as a group, some of you watched the videos individually, but either way, you discussed the multiple choice questions. And now let me share my screen with you, and let's talk about the last question. So again, for those of you that are watching this YouTube video, the link for the video is right here, and the 5 multiple choice questions are attached as well. But what I want to do is just discuss why this is important. So can you read us, please? How about Jessica? Can you read us the discussion question as a class?
Okay. Was Darwin right to say that the evolution of the human eye appears absurd in the highest possible degree? Why or why not?
What do you think? Now that we watched that video on how eyes evolved.
I don't think so, because like if the eye is such a complicated what's it called? A complicated, I forgot the word. But since the human eye is so complicated, wouldn't it need like a few years for it to get to that to get that complicated?
Okay, so your question is, well, but remember, we now know because of those people in your notes that you guys read for homework that life has had quite a long time to evolve over those years that you're talking about, Jessica. So our Earth is at least 4.5 billion years old, and we have life recorded in the form of fossils that have been proven with physics and chemistry to be at least 3.5 billion years old. So we have the time. We have the time, but the question is, well, so first let me just step back a little bit. So although we know Darwin to be the godfather of evolution that helped us understand one of the ways that animals and plants and everything else evolves, he didn't really, understand every aspect of evolution in his time. So this quote from the video that Darwin said, the concept of eyes evolving is so absurd in the highest possible degree, meaning that at the time he didn't even think that evolution of the eye was even possible. So the question, Jessica, was Darwin correct that eyes could not evolve? I guess I should have rephrased my question. So my question, Jessica, rephrased now is, was Darwin correct to say that eyes cannot evolve? Jessica.
I think for his time, I think he was right.
For his time, but how about for our time now as we understand it? Do eyes
for
evolve?
our time now.
For our
Eyes
time
did
now.
evolve.
Because eyes evolve, right? We have lots of fossil evidence and proof, and I mean, you saw the video for yourself. Like we know the mechanics of eyeballs, and we know how they work. So very good, guys. So let me go ahead, and we're going to pause here in a second because I just saw the clock. It's 12:21. So for those people that are watching this as a YouTube video, we just finished up the section on, hold on guys, sorry. We just finished up the assignment called Evolution of the Human Eye. And the next thing that I want you guys to do is there is a watching and a reading assignment, okay? So I had put the watching assignment for today, but I know not everyone is here today. It looks like I have a small class today. So let me give you guys some options for how you can do this, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click on the watching assignment. And can you read us the instructions for this assignment, please? How about Daisy?
Watch the National Geographic Cosmos video titled "Some of the Things Molecules Do," communicate and analyze with evidence, and answer the video questions individually. Please see and watching grading rubric to see how you will be evaluated.
Okay, so you're going to watch this video, and again, as always, you need to make sure that you are using evidence in your answers. So the link is right here, and this is an experiment. I'm hoping that this works, okay? Because what I wanted to do was just play the video here in class and have us answer it together, but not everyone is here, so it doesn't make sense for me to do that. So I attached it as a Google Drive so that you guys can watch the video on your own. I think that'll be easier, okay? So this is the video you're gonna watch, and I just realized I didn't attach the worksheet that goes along with it. So I'm going to attach a worksheet to this. But do me a favor. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I'm not sure that the Google Drive is going to work. I just did this today, and so I'm not totally 100% certain that it will work. So I'm going to stop sharing. Can you do me a huge favor, Alexa? Can you share your screen with us, and can you try to open that Google Drive link to see if it works so that you guys can watch the video on your own? So share screen and then open up the watching assignment, please, Alexa.
So this one?
Yeah. So go ahead and click on the link at the bottom, the Google Drive folder. Click on it.
Oh.
Go ahead and you're going to have to. Oh, you're on your own personal Gmail. Can you log in with the school's account, please, Alexa?
Oh,
that one
sure.
right there. So go ahead and hit request access.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, so you requested access, and then I should get a link on my end that you're requesting the video. And let me just double check something real quick. We're doing this together, guys. I'm trying to see if this will work. Does it work for you now?
Oh, no.
Go back to the video.
Oh, here.
Yeah, so click on that again.
I think I need to. I think it's my account. That
yeah,
I need to access my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it has to be your LAUSD. Try that again.
What's not there? Oh. I'll just sign out here for now.
Okay. Okay, are you trying it again, please, Alexa? Click on the link again. So exit this page. And go back to the assignment, please. Alexa? Oh, I think she got kicked out. Can you do me a favor, Denise? I'm going to end class right after this, but I'm just trying to make sure the video works for you guys. Denise, can you go share your screen with us and click on the watching assignment, please?
Sure.
And then we'll wrap up here, guys, because I don't want to waste all day trying to figure this out. If this doesn't work, I'll probably send it a different way, but I'm going to see if this works. So share screen, Denise, and then share, and then click on watching assignment. Okay, so courses, biology, assignments, evolution module, evolution assignments, and then watching assignment, Cosmos. And then click on the attachment, Google Drive folder, and let's see if this works. It just froze?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to mess around with this. Oh wait, right there. Open it, open it, open it. See if this works, please work. Okay, log in with your My Mail. Go ahead and log in. Uh-oh. Wrong password. We won't look. Go ahead and log in, Denise. Did you forget your password?
No. Just waiting for all you not to look.
No, it won't show it. It won't show it because it's encrypted.
I'm not looking, I promise.
We won't look.
It lagged. So you can see if you tried.
Oh, it still says you need permission. Oh my gosh. Click on request access.
Can we look now?
Yeah, you can.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wait, no.
Okay. So
I
for
mean,
some
never
reason, guys, it's saying you need permission. I'm gonna mess around with this, and I'm gonna try to send you the link another way. That's my bad. Thank you, Denise. You can stop sharing. I don't know why it's asking for that. I'll try to fix that later. But in the meanwhile, guys, what you can do until I fix that whole like permission thing, I think I need to change the settings on the video. So I'll mess around with it. But if you can't do the watching assignment because again I accidentally put the wrong link, you can go ahead and get started on the reading assignment, which is a Newsella article on the math of evolution, because yes, you can mathematically prove evolution as well. So we have a lot more to talk about. So that article I had put for next Monday, but if you want to get a head start on it, you can by all means get started on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload the quiz for evolution. I'm gonna get started on that today. But like I said, because evolution actually covers 3 chapters, I may do maybe 2 quizzes for this section. So the quiz for this section will only be the chapter 10 stuff. But again, it looks like not all of you have read my notes, so I don't know that you're ready for it yet. But if you feel ready for it, just message me and I'll go ahead and turn on the first of maybe 2 quizzes, okay? But in the meanwhile, I'll go ahead and wrap up there, and I'll take any questions if you guys have them so far. Any questions, y'all? How are you guys feeling about 1 month left of school? Happy,
Oh,
sad,
no.
glad, mad?
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know?
Like happy, but also sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, all I can do or tell you is that we know as much as you do. Like, we don't know what school's going to look like, next year. August 18th is the day that we're supposed to return to school. I don't know how that's going to be. They're talking about maybe alternate schedules. Did you guys know that?
No, I don't know
Yeah,
about that
it's
either.
gonna be crazy, guys. They're pitching an idea. We don't know if they'll do it or not, but they've been talking about maybe having like a morning and afternoon session of classes where some students will go in the morning, some will go in the afternoon.
Holy crap, that's weird.
That's weird, right?
It's like
Because
I'm gonna
college
walk
type
home
of
at
thing.
night.
it's going to be like college in the sense that you can kind of choose when you go to school. So that'll be kind of cool. But
Holy crap.
but they're going to do, I mean, like, this is an idea, right? They don't know for sure, but the reason they think that might work is so that way we don't have, a bunch of people in the classroom at the same time. So the other option is they're saying maybe just continue doing this. I don't want to do this for much longer, like I'm trying my best to make this, entertaining. It's not like in the class where we can actually do stuff and interact and get in groups and play games. I know it's not the same, guys, and I know you guys miss your friends and miss interacting and everything, but 1 more month, okay? And then hopefully 10th grade will be better for you guys, okay?
Mr. T,
Yeah.
if it's so bad that we're gonna have like alternate schedules when we return, why are they opening beaches by Wednesday?
Isn't that crazy, Cynthia? I don't know. So right now, because our government left it up to the governors, they are doing what they feel is best for their own cities. So Governor Newsom, our governor of California, is kind of letting businesses even open up, and like you just said, parks and beaches are opening up too. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of redundant, if we're saying limit the space, but then they're saying, okay, go play in the beach and everything. I don't know. All I can say is I'm not going to do it. That's why I have 3 masks. And I know you guys have probably a lot too. So just be careful, be safe. If you're going out, if you're going to the beach, if you're going to the park, if you're going anywhere, because stores are going to be opening soon. That's what I heard. I have a cousin that works at IKEA, and they told him he's going back to work, I think, like this week or next week. So stores are opening up, and if you're out, just be careful, please. Just be careful, okay? All right, guys, anything else you want to ask or anything you want to add? Any questions, comments, concerns?
I'm good for now.
You're good? Okay. All right, y'all. So we'll continue talking on Wednesday. We'll do the next section of my notes. And if you think you're ready for the quiz, message me today and I'll unlock it for you, okay? But in the meanwhile, you can do the reading article, and I'm going to try to send you a different link for the watching video, okay? All right, y'all. See you
All right.
Wednesday. Be safe.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Wear your masks. Hey, how about on Wednesday? Wear your mask to class day.
Sure.
I'll wear mine. All right, guys. I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.